Hello, welcome to Beyond Science. Today we're going to be talking about mixtures. In this video, we will define what a mixture is, describe the properties of mixtures, and describe the techniques for separating mixtures. Firstly, a mixture is a substance that consists of two or more elements or compounds that are not chemically combined together. For example, we could take a sample of sulphur, which is a yellow powder, and a sample of iron filings, which are dark grey metal shavings, and mix them together. Simply mixing these two elements together does not make a new substance, as the atoms of each element are not chemically bonded to each other. No chemical reaction has taken place. The chemical properties of each substance in the mixture are unchanged. This can be demonstrated by using a magnet. Iron filings are magnetic, sulphur is not. So when a magnet is held above the iron and sulphur mixture, the iron filings are attracted to it and the two elements are easily separated. Mixtures can be separated by physical processes which do not involve chemical reactions such as filtration, crystallization, simple distillation, fractional distillation, and chromatography. The separation technique used depends on the type of mixture. A mixture of an insoluble solid and a liquid is known as a suspension. An example of this type of mixture would be sand and water. A suspension can be separated using filtration. In filtration, the mixture is poured through filter paper inside a filter funnel. The particles of the liquid are small enough to go through the small holes in the filter paper and so collect in a beaker or flask below the funnel. This is known as the filtrate. However, the particles of the insoluble solid are too large to fit through the holes in the filter paper and so remain in the filter paper as a residue. Next, let us look at a technique to collect a soluble salt from a solution. For example, collecting copper sulfate crystals from a copper sulfate solution. This technique is called crystallization. The solution is heated in an evaporating basin over a water bath. The solvent begins to evaporate. Then, as the solution cools, crystals of the soluble salt start to form. If you need to collect the solvent from a solution, then you could use a technique called distillation. For example, you would use distillation to collect pure water from seawater. In distillation, the solution is heated. When the boiling point of the solvent is reached, it evaporates. The boiling point of the solute is much higher than that of the solvent, so it remains in the flask. The solvent vapours are cooled and condensed, and the pure liquid solvent is collected from the end of the condenser. To separate a mixture of miscible liquids such as ink and water or crude oil, a technique known as fractional distillation can be used. In fractional distillation, the mixture is heated and vaporised. The vapours rise through a tall column that is hot at the bottom and cooler at the top. Because the different liquids in the mixture have different boiling points, they condense at different temperatures. Substances with a lower boiling point condense and are collected in the top of the column, and substances with a higher boiling point condense and are collected near the bottom of the column. Finally, we have chromatography. This technique can be used to separate mixtures of coloured substances such as dyes or food colourings. In chromatography, a solvent is used to dissolve the mixture of coloured substances. The solvent then moves across the stationary phase, such as a sheet of chromatography paper carrying the dissolved substances with it. Some substances are more soluble in certain solvents than others. The most soluble substances will travel further on the chromatography paper. Less soluble substances do not travel as far. So remember, a mixture is a substance that consists of two or more elements or compounds not chemically combined together. Mixtures can be separated using physical processes. Filtration can be used to collect an insoluble solid from suspension. Crystallization can be used to collect salt crystals from a solution. Distillation can be used to collect a solvent from a solution. Fractional distillation can be used to separate miscible liquids based on their different boiling temperatures. And chromatography can be used to separate substances based on their solubility in a solvent. Don't forget to check out some of our other videos in our atoms and periodic table series. Thank you. Bye bye.